The bondage is on and secured. It better be. Anyway, hello there and welcome. It is I, Tevin, the Optimist Alchemist, and your part-time agent of chaos. How do you do? Good to meet you, and all that good stuff. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about ways, well, 3 simple keys in order for you to be fulfilled. Or to feel fulfilled. I would say drink water. So that's one of the important keys. Anyway, let's get into this topic real quick. Into this conversation, into the meat of things. Come on now. Now, I will try to make this as serious as I can, but don't hold my feet to the fire. But yeah, let's get into this. So, the first key is very simple. Family. Well, not specifically family, it's relationships. We as human beings are social creatures, as I'm quite sure you have heard other people say. And as you well know, the relationships that we form also make us into the people that we are today. Each small interaction, each conversation that we have, for good or for worse, interactions with your boss, with your op, these things form the people that we are in our entirety. And also, super important, our relationships with ourselves. I want for you to also love yourself. That's super important. If you can't live with yourself, then you may get intrusive thoughts, and then these dark thoughts turn to certain things, and that turns into a mental illness. And then here we are back at square one, and it's like, well, dang, babe, what happened? What happened? Anyway, back to the topic. Having healthy relationships will mold you into a far more better, wonderful person. It'll make you more, I don't want to say healthier, but it'll fulfill you in a way that's just great. And to have peace of mind with yourself, that's something that a lot of us struggle with on a daily, there are those of us who struggle with that, especially if you're younger. Finding fulfillment and peace with yourself because you're in the rat race. You're trying to find yourself. You're trying to understand how things go. Your 20s are straight up ghetto and you don't know what you're doing. You thotting and bopping around, rightfully so. But you're also growing and learning from every single situation, whether they be just messed up relationships, from school relationships, your college relationships, relationships with your family, and so on. The list goes on now. But it's important for us to be able to have wonderful, productive relationships. Even in college, right? You are balancing your work, your party time, social work. I think I already said that. But you're balancing all these things right here on a tightrope. Pendulating from one, trying to balance everything. And it's hard. It's hard to do, especially alone. And ain't that really the crux of it, Just doing alone. Now, for me, I can do things alone. I'm perfectly fine. I'm at peace with myself. That took a lot of work. And it took acceptance. It took a lot of acceptance and loving the relationship that I have with myself. The relationship that I have with my family is wonderful. We help each other. We grow. It's basically like big mutual aid over here. And there is mutual love and respect for everyone. My aunts and my uncles, maybe on my dad's side, maybe not so much. They, if we were royals, oh my gosh, they would probably be pretty backstabby. Anyway, but other than that, the immediate relationships that I have are just fulfilling. And if you don't have those familial ties, make sure you at least have one friend or two or a good therapist. And if you don't have any friends, make sure you have a sense of fulfillment and enjoyment and peace with yourself. Please find peace with yourself if possible. And if you can't find it right now, maybe a few days, a month or a week or so, maybe a year down the road, you'll be able to cultivate a wonderful relationship with yourself, which is imperative. It will help you out so much. But your relationships is wealth unto itself. And I hope that you get that and that you find inner peace and all the good that it entails. Okay, on to the next point. You may not like it though. I hope you're at the gym. It's about fitness. Now, what are all these good relationships for if you are huffing and puffing while you are doing just a walk around the mall? If that at all. What is wealth? What is all the money that you have? The cars, the clothes, the lifestyle. What is all of that worth if you don't have good health? You can't enjoy jack squat. I would definitely say this. Learn from those who have come before. Those who have lived. I mean, unless they're crazy and they ain't got no good advice. I mean, take them with a grain of salt. Okay? Discernment. But learn from, or at least inquire about how someone who is much more older than you, how they have lived and how they would have spent their youth and how important their health is to them. Even though we don't think about it right now, health is something that is just important. Like if you get old, not if, when. We're going to all stay young forever, okay? But let's say, when the old season comes, right? And you fall on bone, life alert. You ain't got no muscle to fall on. And you fall on bone, that's it. That's like that's like also your savings. So, build muscle as well. Hit the gym as well if you can. If you that's hold up, I don't mean to be ableist, okay? Hit the gym if you can. If not, please walk. But in summation, your health is important. And you may be taking it for granted right now. Let's say for instance, you got tomorrow you was lifting the box, right? You was lifting it oh so slightly. Back hurts, okay? You were on the mend for 3 to 4 days, okay? Because you pulled your sciatic nerve, and that bit she bugging, okay? You feel a tingling sensation. Your legs can't walk. Like every time you walk, things is jiggling and percolating and not in the right way, and you just like, my neck. You just going through whole Khalees motions, in full effect. Sciatic nerve. I guarantee you would have wished that you would have stretched and you would have done what you can in order to prevent that pain right there. Sciatic nerve pain is just horrible. Make sure you don't be doing anything crazy now, youngin. Don't be doing that, okay? All right? But in that instance, in that sense, you can do nothing. You'll be bedridden for about a few days. You'll be in agonizing pain, and everything from your legs to your groin will be feeling just terrible. It'll be feeling disgusting. And you'll be wishing that you had the health in order for you to enjoy at least walking around. I don't take for granted walking around. I really don't. I'm glad I can hit the gym. I can do all the good stuff, and that I have the time in order for me to be able to really enjoy being mobile. And not everyone can say that. So yeah, if you aren't as mobile, at least preserve the health that you have. Health is super important. So we talked about relationships, okay, which is really important, especially relationships with yourself. You need to be able to love yourself, okay? And we talked about what's her face? Health. We talked about health. Now let's get on to our third point, which is freedom, which is something I am striving for myself, okay? As you all know, everyone is a bit of a cog in the machine, and you may or may not feel that way. I mean, you may have a 6-figure salary, you may be a doctor, you may be this, that, and the third, you depending on whatever your lifestyle is, you may be living, quote unquote, comfortably. But whatever you're doing requires your time. Whether you are a doctor, a lawyer, whatever you are, you're doing something that requires labor, and that is time. And time is precious, and I can't explain and I can't stress that enough to you, that if you had all the time in the world, all the money in the world, and you didn't have the health in order for you to enjoy it, you didn't have any relationships in order to be able to spread that love around and to spread those resources around, then what are you? Warren Buffett. You just be simply a billionaire with all the cars, clothes, and jewelry that you'd ever want. Walking into a dealership would be like buying a stick of gum. You wouldn't even be thinking about it. You'd be like, I want this. I want that. I want that house. I want this, that, and the third. I want your house. Whoa, Israeli. Anyway, oh my gosh, they really are impeding on the freedoms of the Palestinians in so many ways. A topic for another video. But no, for real, let's touch on this real quick. First of all, love be to the Palestinians, the Congolese, the Sudanese, the Tigrayans, the Uyghurs, the downtrodden, and the marginalized peoples who have had their freedoms taken away, who have had loved ones taken away, who don't have health and or their freedoms, and have been affected by greed and colonization. These groups of people would cherish all of these: health, family, and freedom. They really would. However, if you're watching this right now, you are blessed to be able to have these conversations. Please form these relationships. Have good health while you were able, while you still have breath in your lungs, and while we have quote unquote supposed freedoms. But one day, once systems change or overthrown or toppled, whichever one comes, you'll be able to have that freedom to enjoy your family and to enjoy your health and to enjoy your wealth, whatever it may be. But these right here are all components to wealth. Anyway, that took a bit of a turn. It did. It did. I apologize, but I feel for human beings all around the world. I really do. I do. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for sitting through this. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments. If you have any topic you want to talk about, please let me know. I am here to talk about it. I am here, bonnet and all. I am your part-time agent of chaos, here to give you a helping hand and an ear to listen. So anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This has been fun. I thank you for your time, and I'll catch you later. All right, later.